a quick demonstration of the new ability to create an account transfer as part of a transaction import process. So this is something that many customers have been asking for, so we're very pleased to be able to announce this capability. To kick off, let's start our import transaction. Okay, and we're going to use the new transaction import screens. If you've used these, you'll know they're much more streamlined and automated than before. Let's select our bank statement. The system will now automatically do our column mapping for us and bring those to the mapping page. We'll choose this account here and we'll go ahead and create our draft import rows. Okay, so if we scroll down now, you will see all the lines that we've just imported. And we would typically go through this data, checking to make sure that everything looks okay, making any adjustments as we would need, and then go ahead and create our transaction journals as required. As you know, in many cases, you will have account transfer transactions between your bank accounts. And this is something we were never able to do within the account transfer. You had to basically delete the line and create a manual account transfer separately later in the system. However, you can now do that within this process here. So if you notice on our screen here, we've got a couple of transfer transactions. One is cash banking, and the other one is a transfer to savings. So I can very quickly now convert those into account transfer transactions as part of this process. I highlight them by checking the row box. And if you see at the top of this report now, there's a new button to convert these rows to transfers. I'd simply click that button. And what the system will do now is create the mirror receiving or sending account transfer line as we would expect. As you know, within the account transfer, you have at least 2 transaction lines here. So the system automatically creates a second transaction line, and it's highlighting those so you can very clearly see which lines it's converted. And you'll also notice as well that there was some data missing because the cost codes are different for an account transfer. It's asking you now to manually enter that data. So it's exactly the same as when you create a normal account transfer transaction. You select the cost code that's required. So just double click the line here and select the correct cost code that's appropriate to this transaction on both sides. And also, because we've created a new either receipt or payment transaction, which is going into a different account, we have to tell the system which account that is going to. So in this case here is our general cash account, so we can accept that. We'll do the same on the transfer to savings here. And again, we double click and we'll transfer into another account in this case here. And here it's going into our savings account. So we select that one there. So this is the only time during a transaction import that we would use a different account. So we go ahead and we'll simply save those changes. The system will always mark those transfer lines. You can very quickly see which lines have been created as transfers, so that's always highlighted for you. One thing to be aware of as well is if you accidentally create an account transfer line, if I choose one at random here and I convert that to a transfer, so you can see here, oh, we didn't want to do that. What we can do is very quickly turn that back. We can select one or both of those lines there, and you'll notice we now have a restore transfer to receipts and payments button here. So we click that. That will remove the second line, and it will then ask us to enter the correct cost code because it's now in this case, it's going to be a payment cost code. So I will bring that up and we'll choose one of these cost codes that's relevant to that. So I'll save my changes. So you can very quickly convert or reverse a transaction if you made it by mistake. Okay, so we just go ahead and create our journal transactions as we would do normally. So we'll click OK to that. And we're now seeing a review of those transactions it's created here. And you can see here in the type column where you used to see just payments and receipts, we've now got a couple of lines here which are transfer lines as well. And you can see the pairs as you'd expect. And just to show that, if I click on the transfer there, that will open up the account transfer page and I can make my changes and make any adjustments or add additional lines or any of the corrections that you would normally make on an account transfer. So that's a very quick demonstration of the new ability to create an account transfer as part of a transaction import. Thanks for watching.